Phantom team, land ops 1.
Go ahead, land ops 1. This is team Phantom leader.
Recommend you hold position and try to make contact with the crash team, or we may get out of range.
Phantom leader from crash leader, can you hear me? This is Phantom leader, go ahead, crash leader.
On June 26, 1972, a mid-air collision occurred involving two jet fighters aircraft over the coastal range during a simulated airstrike.
The airman flying bureau number 158364 are as follows. Lieutenant B.L. Cooper, he ejected and survived. Ensign J.L. Heitmanek, he ejected and survived. The two airmen flying bureau number 158379 are as follows. Lieutenant J.C. Chehansky, he ejected and survived. Lieutenant Junior Grade C. Jack Winstead, he ejected but did not survive. Today, Land Ops salutes these four men for facing danger and even paying the ultimate price and serving our great country. God bless America. Yeah, good copy.
The adventure teams of Land Ops will be going back in time to 1972 with aircraft crash chaser Fernando Ramirez.
So there was a lot of work that goes into locating these sites. They're not publicly available.
But before the teams could even be assembled, a great deal of research and planning was needed to locate the crash site and plan the adventure. I'm Chris Deering, and I met with Fernando Ramirez to talk about these two jet fighter aircraft that went down in the California desert over 4.5 decades ago. I'm here with Fernando Ramirez, aircraft crash chaser.
Hello.
And we are getting prepared to go to what we call the COSO F4 crash site. So Fernando, why don't you tell us, you've been doing this a while, haven't you?
Yes, I spend a fair amount of time looking for aircraft crash sites, mostly military in the desert mountain area, and this one I was able to locate based on some clues that I found on some pics on the internet.
So these sites, particularly this site that we're going to, it's not published, there's no coordinates that you can just find that are posted, correct?
That is correct.
So what happened to these two aircraft? Tell us about it.
During a training mission, which takes place a lot in the China Lake Naval Base,
right,
they push their jets to the edge of the envelope, and they want to make sure that these pilots are ready for combat in live conditions.
Yeah.
And in the process, sometimes you have these accidents, and one of the aircraft collided with the second F-4 Phantom and actually sliced the rear tail off.
So the tail got sliced off by the other aircraft.
Yes.
What happened to the other aircraft that
the other aircraft, the wing on that one got sliced off.
What we're planning on doing is having two teams join us. One of the teams we're calling Crash Team, and one of the teams we're calling Phantom Team, Team Phantom.
Yes.
And we're going to be navigating these two teams to the crash debris through a series of geocaches.
That's correct.
That have information about the crash in them.
Right.
So this is sort of our plan. Now we're going to have a net control, which is a station that kind of monitors the whole operation. And in order to do that in this area, we need a repeater.
That's correct.
So we're going to have to, we need to have a place to put a repeater on top.
That's correct.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yes, we have, as you come in the Centennial Flats in through the Centennial Road, there is a Y, and if we go south, we can travel about 4 miles, and there is an area that would be suitable for a base camp, and in that base camp, we can assemble our team as well as assemble the net control.
Okay.
And just northwest of that area, there's a mountain plateau which would serve as an excellent location for the mobile repeater.
It sounds like we're going to have to hike up there.
It's going to be a considerable hike.
With our game plan prepared, we hit the road a couple days before the adventure teams are scheduled to arrive. We have some setting up to do, and one of the first orders of business is to get out to our remote base camp location. Once there, we'll plan to reconnoiter the area to be confident that this is the best site for our base. Fernando's ATV makes quick work of an area recon, and we're soon confident that the base camp location we've chosen is ideal for this operation. A few more operators arrive to help set up the line of instruction caches. These are the navigational breadcrumbs that lead to the crash site.
Again, 36.25185.
The two teams will find and follow these cache lines, interacting with each other along the way. This is the LANDOP style of adventure, which also serves to train and sharpen the skills of the members of the club.
Special comms 1. Greg, can you see if you can reach net control with your 5/8 antenna? Because my quarter wave is not working.
Okay.
A special comms team is assigned to deploy the crossband repeater to extend the radio range of net control.
I think you leave this up to John to do.
Yeah.
I want the ones where you can drive to the top.
Yeah.
In addition to the radio repeater, an APRS digipeater, which repeats the vehicle locator beacons, will also be deployed.
LANDOPS, net control, KF6 TIM. Is your radio?
This is Dave, go ahead.
This is KF6 TIM with KI6 QBM and K6 GHL. I want to give you coordinates of our current location on the peak.
Stand by. We are by the mine. We are not really a base camp.
I can see you. I'm going to shine a light. Please confirm.
Roger, roger. We see you.
It's less than 15 hours before the LANDOPS adventure teams will arrive for their journey to the crash site. Greg and Tim work to get systems up and running before the daylight fades completely into night.
Go ahead, coordinate control.
Okay, thanks, Fernando. We're just trying to do radio check here at the
Copy that.
got a radio check and everything worked out fine. So we'll go back to base and verify that APRS beacon is coming in also.
With the radio repeater deployed and tested, it's time to head back down to the vehicles and then over to net control, where the APRS repeater can also be tested. The headlights of one of our vehicles below indicates just how far down the return trip really is. The preparation work for tomorrow's operation is wrapping up.
In the story of the two F-4 Phantoms that were training, and one collided with the other, just sliced one right in half. So we're going to go visit the tail section. They got sliced off, and we're going to go visit the wing area from the second plane. So there's some big pieces there.
Who's got navigation kind of set up?
The Garmin's got the maps loaded already, and yada yada yada, and I can do a waypoint.
Have you already done the coordinates? Have you like entered them already? And
I do not have the cache.
No. Just in general, like getting here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, base camp.
So you understand how to operate it. And has everybody aired down yet? I haven't.
Yes.
I have not.
Do we need air down?
You don't have to. Yeah.
My name's Mark ARLOTTI, KM6 AHY, and I am doing net control for COSO F4 crash site.
117.68704. We have 117.68704. How copy? That's a good copy, Phantom Leader.
Two teams, Team Phantom and Crash Team, launched to begin acquiring instruction caches that will provide them with details of the crash, as well as GPS coordinates that will lead them progressively closer to the crash debris.
This is Crash Team looking for November 1. Did we find it?
Open. It's open. Ask net control for permission to contact Phantom Team. You need to give Team Phantom a missing latitude to their next cache site, W2.
I hope we're going to have reception here.
Phantom Team Leader from Crash Team Leader, can you hear me? Net control from Crash Leader, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Crash Leader. This is net control.
Will you relay a message to Phantom Leader, please?
Copy that. Go ahead. What's the message?
they are missing latitude coordinates which we have for them. Are you ready to write?
Go ahead with the latitude coordinates.
Who found that cache?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you do
I was
it?
so proud of it. I had to pull my old style GPS here, okay? And it was right on target. Boom. 15 minutes later.
Phantom team, land ops 1.
Go ahead, Land Ops 1. This is Team Phantom Leader.
Recommend you hold position and try to make contact with the crash team.
Roger that.
Cache obtained at 1303.
Yeah, we do. Let me give them to you for now, and then if I have permission, I'll contact Phantom team.
Yes, they have permission to go direct.
Permission to go direct.
Great, I can hear you loud and clear. We are supposed to give you basic crash information regarding the 2 jet fighters. Are you ready to hear that?
Yes, go ahead.
On June 26, 1972, a mid-air collision occurred involving 2 jet fighters aircraft over the coastal range during a simulated airstrike. Did you copy till here?
Roger that, good copy.
Both aircraft were McDonnell Douglas F-4J Phantom 2S with 2 persons aboard each jet. Did you copy that?
Good copy. We are proceeding to Whiskey 3. Thank you for the message, and we will see you at the rendezvous point.
Great, we're proceeding to November 3. See you soon.
KK6 EBZ.
KK6 HMG, clear.
We've got everyone headed up the same canyon roughly. I'm staying out in the clear so I can talk to you.
Both teams have acquired their line of instruction caches and are now heading up the canyon towards the rendezvous cache where they will get their instructions for their final leg of their journey.
The first team to find this cache is responsible for distributing the sheets. Contact net control on your designated frequency and report that you have required cache RF4 Romeo Foxtrot 4. Have we contacted?
Yes.
No.
Won't happen.
Okay.
We're going dark.
So, okay, we're going dark. There are 3 coordinates below. Each represent the location of known debris. While visiting each debris site, please write down the bureau number on this page and communicate it to net control when complete.
After the 2 teams rendezvous and read the instructions from their final cache, they begin the hike to the F4 crash debris. Their off-road vehicles have brought them this far, but now they must navigate the rest of the way on foot. After finding a bomb fragment and a pylon, the first major piece of debris the teams discover is the tail section of one of the F4s, bureau number 158379er. The mid-air collision occurred on June 26, 1972, over the Coso Range in California, west of Death Valley. Less than a quarter mile to the north of the tail section, on a steep incline, they discovered the severed wing of bureau number 158364.
Phantom team leader, this is net control.
Net control, this is Team Phantom, over. We have arrived and are beginning our search on foot.
Oh, okay, copy. Yeah, I see them up on the hill there. Yeah, 6 KBM. For some reason, we're getting a lot of ins and outs. We get Phantom back and then we lose Crash.
Land Ops 1, crash overwatch, how copy?
Land Ops 1, copies well.
Did you climb up?
I did. Yes, I did. I crawled up.
Otherwise, I would be talking to them.
Phantom overwatch, KJ6 wireless. Clear.
Net control, this is Special Comms 1.
So we'll be out of vehicle, over. Roger that, thank you. KK6, EBZ out. K6 BRV.
K6 MFP, we have control monitoring.
I was crash group leader.
KK6 HMG, clear.
KF6 TI.
Now you get to understand the communication part of being blind. Like how your words mean so much.
Right, and there is a strategy, so we have to mobilize our teams in such a way where we don't have one team advancing too far forward and leaving another team behind.
Right, because it is a coordinated adventure.
Exactly.
2 teams, Crash Team and Phantom Team, they did a good job?
They did an awesome job.
They did
an awesome job. We had a good communication.
I think they had a good time.
I think they had an awesome time, and they were able to experience the aircraft crash site finding, which it really is an interesting experience because not everybody gets to see these kind of things.
That's right.
And especially military.
Well, thank you for sharing this site with us, and we look forward to more crash site investigations and crash site adventures.
Absolutely.